I have a question, and either one of you could answer this, but if you could step up to the podium before you do. Obviously, there are a lot of questions here you want answers, but ultimately the idea would have this decision be overturned. What is the likelihood of that happening, though?
Well, I think that the Air Force should take it into consideration that it should be overturned. I think that not only as I mentioned, the national security, the warfighter on the ground and in the air, that they should take these all into consideration and not only look at the national security issue and the infrastructure issues. The likeliness of it being overturned, I think it's 50-50 chance right now. Congress does have an opportunity to come in and tell the Air Force what to do. We are, in America, the people rule, so I think they could step in and tell them.
And as legislators and former legislators, we understand Congress has the power of the purse.
Mm-hmm.
They ultimately appropriate the money, and either appropriating it to people in this country or they're misappropriating it to foreign workers and foreign governments, and which essentially Airbus is almost a government, overseas, and that's what we object to. So the Congress do whatever they want, and I know they're supposed to be hopefully looking at this. This second time we had this press conference, we did the same thing with a number of legislators we were asked to earlier this year when it was being considered by the Secretary of Defense, I think Gates, as I recall. And apparently it fell on deaf ears. But there's been an effort like this throughout the United States, not just in Iowa, but around the country, to try to bring pressure on Congress and the President to start looking out for American jobs first and not sell our military contracts to the people from overseas.
It's ultimately, also follow up on what the mayor said, it's ultimately about saving the taxpayer dollars too. It's been said that the Boeing aircraft would save $10 billion in fuel and also another $4 billion in maintenance. So I think that's important for Congress to consider also.